Ever felt like you're missing out while everyone else is tuning in?
FOMO, taters, hills, and antennas. How we're all just trying to connect.
So there I was, stuck on a flyover in Austin traffic, because Austin traffic is sometimes the worst, which is really why I appreciate that I have like a 5-minute commute, except in rush hour. And while I was up there, feeling like I was an extra in office space, I looked down at the Walmart and looked off to a radio antenna that is relatively near my house, and I started noticing all of these other antennas that were around the surrounding hills in West Austin where I live. The sun was setting, the clouds were bathed in like fiery reds. It was gorgeous. So it could make your heart sing if your heart sung. If your heart sings, go to your doctor.
This should not be considered medical advice. Thanks.
But again, I was looking at the antennas and looked in every direction, and I could see another different kind of antenna. Radio antennas, cell antennas. And they were all trying to connect, looking like they were stretching their arms out, yearning to be seen. And that's kind of like us, right? Now, last night, I was supposed to go to a party. I was gonna go. I swear to God I was gonna go. But exhausted and swamped, I chose solitude and telling you about Douglas Adams and recording Friday's podcast. Well, today, I'm looking at photos on Facebook, and FOMO hit me like a truck. Saw happy snaps of friends, and honestly, I couldn't help but feel a tad bit sidelined. We're diving into a guy named Eugen von Bohm-Bawerk's brain in this week's podcast, and he's got this thing, no pun intended, called the time theory of capital, and it still feels like he's talking to us about this very conundrum. Immediate gratification versus long-term gains, the social media shout-out versus the art project. They both have their place, but it's a delicate dance. Back to those antennas for a second. They reach out, they connect, sometimes they don't. I skipped the party, and yeah, I felt a twinge of regret, but today, I had friends who I hadn't seen in a long time come over to the office, and they were short-term friends, but they're in it for the long haul now. And it was a reminder that while I'm not always the most social butterfly, I'm not a complete cave dweller either. I guess I'm also getting content out of it, so, exploit everything you can, I guess. Speaking of unexpected connections, have you ever put a potato on your trick-or-treat table? If you haven't, you're missing out. Oh my God, it's amazing. But last night, that little spud was the Tater Swift in my Facebook feed.
Tater's gonna tate. I don't know the lyrics, I'm just making them up on the spot right now, and I don't know, it is what it is.
Yeah, laugh. Almost as good as the night I posted a selfie with Jeff Goldblum, which is a completely different story, but if you ever have the opportunity, do it. A story for another day. So here's today's question. How do you keep your antenna tuned and dodge the FOMO bullet? And have you got any quirky potato moments to share? As always, see beneath the surface.
There is no system.